Hello everyone, welcome you all in the another lecture of Structural Analysis 1. Today we are starting the new topic, that is slope deflection method. So what is meant by the slope deflection method we will discuss in this lecture. We will see what is the equation of slope deflection, who introduces this equation, and how to calculate this method, how to analyze the unknown in this method. Okay, so step-wise procedure we will see in this particular unit, and in the next class we will solve one numerical on this. Okay, so if suppose one beam is given having two fixed support or where the point load is subjected, how to calculate the unknown from this indeterminate structure that we will see. So this method is introduced by G.A. Mane in 1940, and particularly this method is based on the joint displacement such as del and displacement del and slope theta. Okay, and this del and theta are taken as unknown in this. So particularly in this method we determine the unknown moment through the displacement and the slope of the particular numerical. Okay, so in the form of slope and deflection, slope is this theta 1 and deflection is del. In the form of this slope and deflection we determine the unknown in the structure. So these are the unknown in the structure, and joint moment are derived by the slope displacement relationship. Okay, so consider a beam having A and B support fixed. So for calculating the moment AB, so moment AB will be at this point and moment BA will be at this B joint. Okay, so in moment AB, A is the near end and B is the far end, where moment B is the near end and A is the far end. So moment AB and moment BA we have to determine for particular single member. Okay, so for single member there are two moments we are getting in this, moment AB and moment BA. So for calculation of moment AB and BA, the derived equation of slope deflection are MFAB plus 2EI by L into 2 theta A plus theta B minus 3 del by L. Now this is what the derived equation, which is the another part of the derivation, but how we have to remember this, that we have to see. Okay, so for moment AB, where A is the near end, the theta A will be twice, that we have to remember. So for A near end, theta A will be twice. So slope at A will be 2 times then this theta B. So theta B will be single minus 3 del by L value is for the deflection. If say there is some sway frame or the deflection is given in the beam, in that case we have to consider this 3 del by L, otherwise this will be 0. Okay, now this MFAB is nothing but the fixed end moment AB. So what is mean by the fixed end moment we will see later. So this is fixed end moment AB. Now MBA moment BA is MFBA fixed end moment BA plus 2 EI by L 2 theta B plus theta A minus 3 del by L. Now in this case B is the near end and A is the far end, so that theta B will be twice and far end will be single. So this is what the logic we have to use to determine or to remember this equation, minus 3 del by L. Now where theta, this theta is nothing but slope and this del is nothing but the deflection. That's why this method is called as slope deflection method. And this is fixed end moment of the member. So fixed end moment of the member, how we have to determine that fixed end moment, that we will see later. First we will see what are the steps which we have to follow to determine the unknown in the structure. So very first, if you see this equation, this is the equation where we are getting the moment AB and moment BA. This equation is the main equation in which by putting the unknown values in this we can determine the final moment. So very first unknown in this is fixed end moment. So very first step should be to calculate the fixed end moment of the member. So remember the fixed end moment equation is double than the member given in the structure. Suppose this is the single member, so fixed end moment will be 2. Okay, so as per this equation, moment AB and moment BA, similarly fixed end moment AB and fixed end moment BA we have to calculate. Okay, so number of equation is double than the number of member in the structure. Now the second step is to apply the slope deflection equation. This is what the slope deflection equation. So in the first step we have calculated fixed end moment. We will put that value, okay, where EI can vary. Okay, EI is the modulus of rigidity, E and I. So this value is we have to keep unknown. This L is given in the numerical. Theta A, theta B and del value will be unknown. So in the term of this theta A, theta B and del value, we have to write this equation. So we have to form the number of equation according to the number of members. Okay, so again here the number of slope deflection equation will be twice or double than the number of members in the structure. If there are 2 members, the equation will be 4. Okay, so this thing we have to remember. Now third one is we have to apply the equilibrium equation. So why equilibrium equation we have to apply? For any joint or for any horizontal displacement. If we apply the horizontal equation, from where we can determine this unknown theta A, theta B or this del value. So to determine this unknown, we have to apply the equilibrium equation. In detail we will see in the numerical. While solving the numerical, in detail we will see how to apply the equilibrium equation. Suppose the continuous beam is given A, B, C. So this is what the joint B. So at joint B we have to apply sum of moment at joint B is equals to 0. So this is the one equation to determine the one unknown. Okay. Now while writing this equilibrium equation, where this theta A is unknown, where this theta B is unknown, that we have to see. Okay. So suppose at A, if A support is fixed, theta A will be 0. This will be 0. Why this is 0? So for drawing this slope, when we are talking about this fixed support, the slope will be drawn like this. Slope will be drawn like this because there is no moment. Okay, so there is no rotation. So if there is no rotation, there will be no slope will be formed. So the value of slope will be 0 here. But in case of hinge support or simple support, there will be slope. There will be deflection, there will be slope. So this will be slope. So when there is simple support or hinge support or roller support, the slope value will be there. And when the fixed support is given, the slope value will be 0. So in this case, in this particular case, slope at A will be 0, slope at C will be 0, slope at B will be there, theta B will be there. So only one unknown is there, so only one equation will be applied at that point. Okay. Now consider this. I am drawing this at this point. Consider this portion. So this is fixed, this is hinge, and this is also hinge or simple support. So theta A will be 0, theta B will be unknown, and theta C will be unknown. So there are two unknowns. So we have to apply two equations. Moment at B is equals to 0 and moment at C is equals to 0. These two equations we will apply to determine these two unknowns. So after getting these two unknowns, theta B, theta C or del, whatever the values are there, we have to put that value into the second equation. Whatever the second equation we have formed according to their members, we have to put that theta A, theta B, del value which are unknown earlier. That putting value, we will get the final moment calculation. So these four steps are very much important. First one is to calculate the fixed moment. Then we have to write the slope deflection equation in the form of theta B, theta C, theta A and del, or simply we can say in the form of slope and deflection. and then we have to apply the equilibrium condition, equilibrium equation to determine the slope and deflection, and by putting that known slope deflection values into the second step slope deflection equation, we will get the final moment calculation. Okay, so in this, in all these 4 steps, only first step is new to us now. Fixed end moment. How to calculate the fixed end moment? So this is the standard thing which we have to remember. So for various type of loading, the fixed end moment condition are given. Okay. So for fixed end moment, for central point load is given. Suppose A and B support are given. Whatever the loading, whatever the supports are there, it can be slope, it can be simple support, it can be hinge support, it can be roller support. For determining the fixed end moment, we have to consider this as fixed only. Suppose this type of load is given, this type of support is given, hinge support. So while calculating the fixed end moment, we have to consider this support as fixed one. Okay. Now due to this external loading, this support will try to sustain that load in this way. This load will try to sustain in this way. The whatever the load is coming on the particular beam or the member, the support will try to get it up in direction. So rotation at A will be in anti-clockwise direction. This will be in anti-clockwise direction. You can see here in anti-clockwise direction, and moment at B, support B will try to rotate in clockwise direction. So moment at B will be in clockwise direction and moment at A will be in anti-clockwise direction. So whatever the fixed end moment we are calculating, we are determining from this. So moment, fixed end moment AB will be minus, as this is anti-clockwise, and fixed end moment BA will be plus. So fixed end moment AB is directly given minus WL by 8, looking into this rotation, minus WL by 8, and fixed end moment BA is plus WL by 8. This is having some derivation. This value is directly, this value is not written directly, this is having some derivation. But here there is no need of taking that derivation in detail. That's why I am writing this in very short. Okay. So for reference, you can go through the books. Various books are given where this derivation is given. So from where this value is coming from. Okay. So for next load, that is UDL, the beam is subjected to W kilonewton per UDL. So this is again, rotation will be this anti-clockwise, this will be clockwise, so this will be minus, this will be plus. So fixed end moment AB will be minus WL square by 12, and fixed end moment BA will be plus WL square by 12. So as the load are symmetry, whatever the value for AB, the same value is for the BA instead of their sign. Okay. Now the another loading condition is eccentric point load, A from A support and B from B support. So fixed end moment, here there is some changes in fixed end moments. Fixed end moment AB will be minus WAB square divided by L square, and fixed end moment BA is equals to plus WA square B divided by L square. So here first one, in AB the B is having square, and in BA A is having square. So remaining value will be the same. So normally this type of loading condition are generally asked in the examination, but for better practice, we can see another loading condition, that is clockwise movement at eccentric in the beam. So fixed end moment AB is moment at B into 2A by B divided by L square, and fixed end moment BA is moment into A portion, this A portion into 2A minus B divided by L square. So this thing you have to remember. Okay. First, whatever the loading condition is given in the entire frame structure or beam structure, that we have to calculate individually for all the members. Then apply slope deflection equation, this one. Then calculate this theta A, theta B value and del value by applying equilibrium equation, and by putting this known value of theta A, theta B and del value in second slope deflection equation, we will get the final moment calculation. Okay. So friends, in the next lecture we will take one numerical of beam, and then we will start taking the numerical on frame structure. So for structural analysis, this is very important unit, that is slope deflection method.
because in the future we are seeing moment distribution, Kani's method, which are the extension of this slope deflection method. So Mr. Gaspar Kani's introduces the Kani's method by looking into the drawbacks in this slope deflection method. Okay, so for today we can stop here, and in next class we will meet with the numerical on beam. Okay, thank you very much.